Again, I was talking about Benoit and the government, and it's easy to get my camera shut off when that happens. I'm going to go on to something else. Hopefully, the federal influences that have so much control over my phone won't be blocking me from, making further video on my own camera. After all, I thought we were in the country of freedom of speech. Sometimes that isn't the case when you got federal fucks, interfering with your camera and your phone. But watch Jesse Ventura's conspiracy theory if you need to understand more about that. But basically what it comes down to is in the ring, after working off a little bit of ring rust, are you kidding me? Not only on Monday Night Raw and setting up a program, but on pay-per-view, I can go out there and drop bombs on my own, like one of a kind, but not unlike the likes of Shane McMahon, of Mick Foley, of Jeff Hardy, of Rob Van Dam, guys that just go out there and do spectacular feats. And I can fly, I can fly from high places, I know how to bump, and I am just very good. I learned a lot of good shit from a lot of good people, and I remember everything, and I've studied, and I understand psychology. And of course I got to get in the ring and work out some stuff, but nobody's given me the chance at this point. And hopefully, well, I don't know, we got Monday Night Raw coming into town here in a couple weeks. I haven't bought a ticket. I've been promoting everybody else to buy a ticket because I know over the years going to Monday Night Raw is a one-of-a-kind experience. You got the lights, pyro, you got the badass wrestling, you got the live experience that's like no other. But I just don't see myself buying a ticket. I would be interested in going back and at least talking to some of the boys, some of the, who knows, maybe Vince, maybe Paul, getting a little bit acquainted, and let these people know, who I am. And that's what I'm trying to get across. I know y'all don't know, and it's been very confusing because over the past 2 years I've been federally followed. That's not paranoia, that's just vivid awareness. And over time, are you kidding me? When I run across, I've been to San Diego and Denver and all across Las Vegas and Denver again, and just running into different people on an ongoing basis who pretend to be anything other than who I know they are. And it is aware to me that everybody doesn't understand who I am, and they're learning at all different levels, which is confusing to me. So I guess this is quite beneficial for me to kind of explain my story to the people in entertainment who don't know. But yeah, I'm ready. I think I paid my dues, and mind you, like I said, I'm just a cool cat. Now, I think we all know by this point I'm unapologetically gay. I am a man, and I didn't get into wrestling, nor do I have any interest in the wrestling business so I can rub up against hot guys. Mind you, I am who I am, and yeah, I am who I am, and I'm not going to stop being who I am. But yeah, the wrestling business is a passion and a love of mine, much like many things: music, promotion, mixed martial arts, just everything, acting. Are you kidding me? I've been a worker for the past 2 years without being formally involved in wrestling. I'm an actor. I'm an entertainer. I'm a comedian. I'm ironic. I'm a bullshitter. I've had to go and be in a lot of places and fit into a lot of places that I probably wasn't supposed to be in, but it wasn't malicious. I've traveled. I've dealt with all the harassment. I've been federally followed, and, I got all the flack that all these entertainers shouldn't get, but do for doing relevant acts that, the superstars, the entertainers, the actors, the people who put out so many relevant works, I've gotten all the flack that they get. I just haven't been famous till now. I've been infamous. So that goes with the territory. I'll be much happier getting a steady paycheck. And, it's always been my philosophy, and I know I can produce, and I know the score. When I'm employed or brought into any process, because I don't want to be necessarily involved in one process. I want to sit down and talk business with a lot of people in all sorts of entertainment, but also in wrestling. And whoever I, work with, I understand. God knows that's my first and foremost concept. Not only am I in it to make myself money, but to benefit the whole industry. And yeah, if I'm not making money for anybody else, that's just, I'm not lazy. I mean, when I'm brought into a process, I will produce. I'm good at computers, I'm good at security. In security, not with the government. I've learned a lot of ways to effectively, off-put the whole fucking federal government who have followed me, and just thousands of, setups in hotels. Legal, I'm good at, even though I've never been involved in the law, nor will I. I've been my own attorney at one point, and I've just very effectively, I sometimes can self-titled CSI for bad guys. I've had to clean up setups in hotel rooms and apartments, and for myself and so many others. But anyway, I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good at computers. I'm very good at promotion. I'm very good at acting. I'm very good at writing. I'm very good at wrestling. I'm very good at, so many things. And I just need somebody to take me under their wing, bring me into the process, and, let's talk business. Because, I talk about myself a lot, but I think, it's not just been on Facebook and in the social media online where I've drawn my reputation. It's been on the roads, and it's been in the streets, and it's been doing things that I've said I'll do, and I've done them. One example, when the bar closes and you feel like laying down, I'll carry you home tonight. Well, a couple weeks ago, I ain't going into detail, no names, no places, but I had a lady who might have had too much to drink, like we all have, laid down on the sidewalk, not too far from the police station. I carried that woman, who I could sense was just like anyone else, who got a little intoxicated. But none of her friends were around, and a lot of people asked me, why in the hell are you doing that? Just leave her alone. Well, I took her and I put her by, a nice little pasture, not far from a riverbank, out of sight of anybody, and laid her down. Because first of all, me carrying her across town when nobody would give me her address was not a good idea. 2, leaving her on the ground was not a good idea because she would have gone to jail. 3, letting her walk and fall all over was not a good idea. So I laid her down, and I have the peace of mind knowing that she woke up and she had a good day. Not remembering how she got there. I look out for everybody. And I'll talk about myself a lot, but I never tie my agenda to anybody else. I never bring heat on anybody else, and it sickens me when people say, oh, you're bringing heat. Quite the opposite. I've developed so many effective ways to keep the heat away, and you're goddamn right. If heat were coming, I would draw it away from anybody. I actually look out for everybody. And, I don't bring the heat. I keep it away quite effectively. How do you think, jeez, I get sick of explaining myself sometimes, but thankfully I'm doing it on camera now for the world to see, rather than just talking, when I've known I've been listened to by the federal government and everybody who listens to my phone on a regular basis. But now, I guess for a worldwide audience, it's a little bit more relevant. Thankfully, I got along with that process. I talked to myself 24/7, and that's why they started listening to me so much, besides the fact that surveillance is just so prevalent in all of society, and we're always on camera, and we're always on videotape. I mean, I talk to myself all the time, and they became very aware of that. Now, that being said, I'm going to try and wrap this up because, I got other things to do tonight, but, well, really, I probably don't. I mean, let's face it, it's 1 o'clock or 2 a.m. on a Thursday, and nobody's around except a couple, people watching me. I don't mind people watching me. It gets confusing sometimes. I forget that I'm becoming more famous by the day, and sometimes I'm thinking it's, federal stooges following me, so I got to kind of discern who is who, and basically my point is, other people's security and privacy I'm like a vault. I hear so many things from so many people, and I've developed that respect on the road, even from people in industries that I don't agree with or like. Even undercover police have come up to me and talked to me and relayed things to me, for my own, because they know what goes in my ears stays there. Now, the only time I'll say a name or things, it's appropriately to the people, and it's like federal informants that I found out about who couldn't take the fucking rap for something they got caught up for, and they fucking went federally on the record. Now, I'll go out of my way to go tell everybody I know that they're federal fucking rats, but you know what? That's nothing I apologize for. Now, if you're worried, because I know people in entertainment are worried, but you don't got to be worried about me. I'm not a mark. I'm not a kiss ass. Actually, in Las Vegas and anywhere I've gone, it's my philosophy that if you're a celebrity, if you're on the streets, if you got money, if you got stature, if you got no money, no stature, I treat everybody how they come to me, because believe me, I've told just as many people without any money as people with celebrity and stature of their own, if they think they're a celebrity and they have stature and, place, and they treat me like shit, I'll tell them to go fuck themselves just as quick as I will somebody, who doesn't have any money. But also, I'll treat the same people with respect. It's just too common the case these days that is quite sad to me, is that I've got nobody around. For far too long, it became, I knew I had everybody in my life was federal and, formally put there, but those were my friends for a long time. I'm lonely, but I shouldn't be that way because I'm a cool guy. I've always had friends, but, when it became this process where everybody was getting flipped and, I was made out to be the bad guy, and everywhere I went, people were told, fuck with me, and they took a little bit of that grease because they were weak. It's over. I'm going to be the superstar because I know that's who I am, and I'm the god of my own future, and my future's bright. And anybody who wants to come along with me, give me a call, because 1, I'm not a mark, 2, I'm not starstruck, never have been, I ain't a rat. I don't go to the tabloids. I sure as fuck don't go to the media. I create my own media, and I know what's appropriate. I have so much. I'm a human vault. So much information comes my ways that I never leave out. I often joke just to try and wrap this up, and I don't joke. I say it seriously. I'd write a book about my life, an autobiography, but I never will, because I'd have to change all the names and all the places to protect the innocent. That's everybody. Because even these days, like the police I see all the time, they even respect me, which I appreciate, because they leave me alone. And I find it funny sometimes to see a police officer walk up to them, and after the experiences I've had in the past, it's kind of fun to be able to joke with a police officer and get respect. Basically it comes down to it. I don't care what line of work you're in. I don't care, sometimes I do care if I see, you're in a line of work that involves dredging down people into the ground, but I'll keep that aside I won't go into that too much at this point. But it doesn't matter where you come from in life. your celebrity, your non-celebrity, your stature, how much money you got, how little, what you do, what kind of drugs you do, what not doing drugs, sober, whatever problems you got, it doesn't matter to me. I take everybody as they come to me, and as long as you treat me with respect and you don't rob me and you don't confuse my process on purpose, I don't got a problem with you. And even if you do that, I'll just split ways with you and go about my life. It's not like I'm going to call the police. I think we all know that at this point. I think the last couple times I called 911, I gotta say, I guess I'm not quite as good as Pillman. It was on an ambulance on me in Las Vegas because I was tired and worn out and just been taken from pillar to post. Oh yeah, and I had to go to the psych ward for a few days to get my medicines, which had been ganked, which are very necessary to keep my energies up. I had to get those refilled, and I had to get rest after being just worn down, and I had to get some food, and then I was out of the hospital for a couple days. So I guess it's not an all catch-all. I mean, that's probably the only time I've ever called 911 is on myself, but that's to get an ambulance to rest. So yes, you can all trust me, anybody in entertainment. I've been through what you've been through, and I respect the fact that you guys do so much relevant stuff, and you deserve to be paid good money for what you do, but you've also been harassed for a lot of things, good works that you do. But mind you, I've been undergoing the same type of harassment for the past 2 years, and I haven't been famous. I've been infamous for no reason. So I can relate with you. But now it's time for me to start earning money and start being involved in these processes, and I can help a lot of you people out. Because, yeah, I've learned a lot of effective ways, one man against the whole country. And here I am. I say this before, and I'll say it again. I am the only man alive that has been through what I have been through over the past 2 years that is not in the ground or in prison due to setup for years upon years, and also who has not bent down to the government cock or taken the grease to be a rat or to, fuck with people's lives or to do anything, as I never do. I never will allow any majority process to tell me to do something that I know is wrong. So yeah, I'm the only person that, one, isn't dead or in prison due to setup, and believe me, there was plenty that wanted to, and yeah, hasn't bent over and taken the grease and become a rat and complied and been through what I've been through. So yeah, that's me validating myself. I know there's still some real ones out there, but I have a lot of respect for John Gotti. I gotta say this, I've said this over and over. He was somebody that had the same following that I have had, and it's not because I'm relating myself to John Gotti. I'm no John Gotti. He did much better than I did, because even though he had the same surveillance, the same complete just setup and surveillance of the whole fucking nation against him, he had a lot of people helping him out too, and he may, I can relate with him, and I respect the guy. And I want to relate this as I was relating to my parents 2 years ago, year and a half ago, when I first started noticing things were going very wrong and my life was in danger, not from people on the streets, but by very formal government or influential processes, government of no name. I mean, I just knew, based on the circumstances, my life was in danger. I never have trouble with people on the streets. I'll walk any street in any part of this country. Often the ghetto I feel more comfortable in. I'd rather be down at East Colfax at the Lazy Sea than at the Hilton Garden Inn in Denver, and both of them I'm stayed at, but I get treated better on the streets with my people down on East Colfax than I do up at the Hilton Garden Inn. But yeah, I can walk anywhere, and I have in this country, without a gun or a knife, and I don't have trouble with the people. It's often been the processes from far above or down here, the government, extraterrestrial, whatever the influence that has been out to harm me or take me down, and I survived. It's not all a bitch. I survived, and now it's time for people to start calling me and trusting me in the entertainment business, in pro wrestling, in music, in promotion, in business, in fashion, in anything. The worst that can happen is, I often say to my friends, a lot of my friends I don't agree with, but that's alright when it comes down to one-on-one. You cut the shit with each other. You tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. And you know what? You don't have to kill each other and, be worst enemies. If we talk and we can't agree to business, if we're talking business, that's how it ends. We go our separate ways. We can still be friends. Most of my friends that I've had don't like each other. It's like the pro wrestling industry. Most of the people I respect across the board, have heat with each other. It's just, that's how it goes. But when it comes one-on-one, that's how business is done. I'm not a leak. I'm not a fucking rat. I'm not going to the sheets. I'm not going to the tabloids. I think I've proven that. And if you don't know that, then fucking, you're stupid. Now, let me wrap with this. I've said enough for now. I'm tired, but I'm ready for the real work to start. Hey, I'm just getting started. I'm 32 years old. I'm in the prime of my life. I've done the hardest work in the world without getting paid for it. Now I'm ready to do some hard-ass work, but have a damn good time and continue doing the same things I've done for the past 2 years. I'm not going to change. I'm still going to be cool. I'm still going to be defensive of my people and myself, and I'm still going to give back, but I'm still going to have a damn good time. I'm going to be the party animal extraordinaire, the rock and roll every night, all night, limo riding, ghetto. Oh, shit. I was trying to do a flare thing. Let me see what I can do. I wear my ghetto clothes. I look incredible. Business casual, Vince. I don't think so. Pull up a limo, don't drive by. You drive the limo, Vince. Wear the stupid hat. Get out, open the door. And I drive all night long wherever I want to go. You know why? Because I get comped. I get it free. I get my meals paid for. I get my drinks for free. I get my consenting adult late night entertainment of any sort I want for free. And the best of it all, that tail that I like so much, the best tail I can ask for. You know why? I get whatever I want wherever I go, and it's free, and it's handed to me, and everybody loves me. It's like my old friend Nature Boy, except I just do it like me, Ghetto Superfly. I'm pimp of the earth, Poppy Chulo, Poppy, Big Poppy, 8 Ball, whatever you want to call me. I am Earth Boy. I am a defensive of this earth and everybody on it, but I'm also just a pimp-tastic, rock-nasty, fun-loving party animal. And you know what? You know why? I get whatever I want wherever I go, and everything's comped, and my meals and drinks are for free, and I rock out the house all night long, all night, and I got just adoring fans following me everywhere and giving me whatever I want, throwing me bills and just swooning and, pure love. You know why? Because this is America, and because I'm 8 Ball, G-Red, Poppy Earth. G-Red never told no lie. I always tell the truth, even when I tell a lie. I might be a bad guy, but I'm not. Don't tell anybody. I actually care, but don't tell anybody because they're stupid. Like Vinnie Mac, and if he thought I cared, he'd probably treat me like shit. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm good at promos. I just need a little time to effectively, think over what I'm gonna say. I can throw out a kick-ass promo. This has just been me ad-libbing, and I'm working on flowing too for the hip-hop artists. I'm actually much better when I write. I'm a singer. I'm not a musician as far as like instruments, and not even instruments like guitar and drums and such. I can hear a beat, and I'm a damn good dancer too. I can rock out a club. And oh yeah, just ask the Chesterfield here in Sioux City. I don't know. One night I went down, did karaoke. Of all things, Cult of Personality. Just rocked the fucking club. Got some fucking smoke coming up out of the floor. First of all, I promoted it because they send me texts every week knowing that I have an ability to promote and I can draw a club. But one night last year before I went to Vegas, I fucking went up there, did some karaoke, and I had the whole fucking club rocking. And I queued a couple more songs I was going to sing, probably not too popular in this state of the government. So, yeah, it's not by any coincidence that I got taken out of the club asked to leave by security for some bullshit reason. I don't know. I use one of my lines I use sometimes. Asked a woman, would you nice ladies mind buying me a drink? And they thought, yeah. And after the rock performance I gave, they said, yeah, sure, somebody will buy you a drink. And then, it turned into, well, he's begging ladies for drinks and shit. And anyway, I got asked to leave by security. It happens. It shouldn't, but it does. Anyway, I am a rock star. I am a singer. I am an actor. I am a promoter. I am not a mark. And by the way, if you think I'm stupid, you know why I do so well when I'm out on my own or on a stage? It's because I have the ability to go out there and just be myself and not have to worry about anybody else. Are you kidding me? If I'm out in public, let's say with an Eminem or somebody like, are you kidding me? I'm going to be as low-key as possible, and I'm going to try, and I keep processes away from that. I'm security for everybody. I'm ghetto security. I can spot anybody in an area, and I've done it very effectively. I'm a reader. I study all forms of life, and I can always spot who's not supposed to be there. And I've just found so many processes to drive those people away without being violent or without drawing heat that will take me to jail or anything. I've just developed so many techniques, much as I sense Marilyn Manson has, to drive away dumbasses, and very effectively. So I'm going to wrap up here, go in and have a drink, because I sense, the PD, no disrespect to them, are probably getting a few calls, and they're letting me do what I do, but they're probably getting a little heat. So I'm gonna sit down for a few, wrap this video up, and let's just leave it at this. Anybody in pro wrestling entertainment, I'm not getting paid. I live in a house that my parents are letting me rent for $300 a month. I get paid $950 a month. I have a computer. I have an Android device. I do not have internet connection. So I do not think, as I've lent out thousands of dollars in my friends before, that an investment, and when I say investment, meaning that I will draw you back money hand over foot, an investment from somebody, one, to buy myself some accommodations. I mean, like food and just, I don't eat all that much anyway. Who are we kidding? But one, to get myself like TV, internet, to be able to keep up, continue to promote myself as I do very well in other things that make videos, and network. I need an internet connection. And also, until I get formally involved in the process, it's very important for me to have money, because when I'm out on the town like this and at a restaurant like this, I can much more effectively promote myself and be out in public when I'm going to bars and such and have money and can dance and rock out and have a good time without just going in there and getting the water. And I'm much more fun too when I'm having a good time. So anybody that's willing to invest in me short term, I don't know. I talk money because I don't ask anything of anybody that I wouldn't do myself, and I find it very I know I will use my fame when I get it to put over many up and coming talents myself. But basically, I don't think $5,000 investment for somebody, that is for the short term for me to be able to have transportation without my parents. Me and my family do not get along, and it's a bad thing that we have anything to do with each other, and I have to rely on them. Maybe a vehicle, a small economical vehicle, you know, the ability to pay for TV and cable, and the ability to have some spending cash to go out so I can further promote myself and make other videos in clubs and be out in the town and, you know, be somebody other than just somebody going into a bar who gets looked down on because he's getting water. I'm sick of having to fit into clubs and stuff. So, yeah, somebody can call me and talk business. My number is 619-884-8667. I never reveal anybody's information. I never tie myself to somebody else. I'm not a name dropper. God knows if John Cena, you can't see me, were to call me, I would not go around saying, "Oh, John Cena's my..." God, it's quite the opposite. Are you kidding me? But yeah, I'm not a name dropper. My number is 619-884-8667. I understand when you talk business, when I talk business, it's one-on-one. It goes no further. Somebody call me and let's talk business. And let's make some fucking money and have a good time and party. Goddamn hallelujah, holy shit, in the words of Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation. Thank you, good night.